At my sister's wedding, my mother leaned over and whispered, "At least she wasn't a failure like you. Even your birth ruined my life." My brother laughed. So I got up, walked out, and never looked back. The next morning, my mother received a phone call. Her face went pale. She whispered, "This can't be happening." That cruel line. "At least she wasn't a failure like you. Even your birth ruined my life." Wasn't just a drunken slip. It was the third glass of wine speaking, or maybe 3 decades worth of resentment. Either way, it cut like a blade straight into my chest. She looked stunning in a shimmering blue dress, glowing with pride, smiling like nothing had happened, like she hadn't just torn open her son's heart at her daughter's wedding. "Jesus, Mom," I muttered. "Don't you dare ruin this night too, Ethan," she snapped, eyes forward, refusing to even look at me. Across the table, my older brother, Aaron, laughed. "Dude, you're so sensitive." "She's obviously joking." "Oh yeah," I said, keeping my voice low. "Was it a joke when she called me dead weight last Christmas? Or when she told Dad I should have been put up for adoption?" The clinking of forks stopped. Even the DJ's music seemed to fade. Mom waved her hand dismissively. "You always make everything about you." I stood up. The chair screeched behind me. My fists were clenched. "Maybe because for once it is," I said, and I walked away. No one followed me.
Who am I?
I'm Pa. Ethan Thomas. 26. Not the golden child. Not the brilliant daughter getting married. Not the Marine vet with a shiny new car, a house, and a baby on the way. Just me. I'd like to say I wasn't always like this, that I wasn't always the quiet one, the one left out of family photos, the one blamed when anything went wrong. But honestly, I can't remember a single moment where I truly felt seen. There's a special kind of grief that comes from being alive, yet invisible in your own family. Eventually, you start to believe they're right. That maybe you're just less. Until something inside breaks. And finally something did. Meet the family. Mom, Lisa, 53. Cold, critical, obsessed with perfection. Spends more time judging than loving. Told me my birth ruined her career. Blames me for Dad walking out. Aaron, 30. The golden boy. Marine.
Charming.
Used my identity to co-sign a car loan without asking. Laughed when it ruined my credit. Sophie, 28. The bride. Sweet, passive. Watched everything happen. Knew about the loan. Never stood up for me. They weren't always monsters. Or maybe they were, and I just refused to see it. After I left the reception, I drove to a rundown motel. I lay there in the dark for hours, replaying every cruel word like a warped, scratchy record. But what shattered me most? Aaron's laughter. That smug chuckle when Mom insulted me, like I was a punchline in some sick family joke. They'd taken so much from me already. But now, they wanted to humiliate me in front of everyone. And I was done staying quiet. 6 months earlier, I applied for a mortgage. Got denied. Turns out someone had taken out a $42,000 truck loan in my name 2 years ago. Take a guess who?
Yep.
Aaron. And Mom knew. When I confronted him, he shrugged. "Dude, relax. I needed it for deployment. You weren't even using your credit. That's identity theft."
He laughed.
"It's family." Mom's response? "It's done. Move on." They didn't care that it cost me my apartment, that I had to move into a basement room, that I worked 2 jobs just to stay afloat. They only cared about appearances. Not anymore. I was 17 when Dad left. One night, after another brutal fight with Mom, he packed a bag and disappeared. Never came back. A week later, she collapsed in the kitchen from exhaustion. I found her. I called the ambulance. I stayed at her side in the hospital. She never thanked me. A month later, I overheard her on the phone with her sister. I should have stopped after Aaron. Everything fell apart after Ethan. That boy's just a burden. I never told anyone what I heard, but it shaped everything I became. That night in the motel, I plugged in a flash drive. On it, voice recordings, emails, bank statements, scanned documents, years of evidence I had quietly gathered. Aaron admitting he used my name. Mom admitting she covered for him. A recording of her mocking me after a therapy session.
I didn't send it to them.
I sent it to Sophie's husband, the only person in that family with a spine, and now a legal tie to them. The next morning, my phone buzzed nonstop. I didn't answer, but I know what happened. Sophie's husband played the recordings at brunch. Right there. In front of Mom. In front of Aaron. Sophie cried. Aaron shouted. Mom turned ghost white. They knew now, the damage wasn't just emotional anymore. It was legal. Mom texted, "This can't be happening." Aaron's text, "You're dead to me." I smiled at the screen. Finally, a week passed. I moved into a small, clean apartment. My space.
Mine.
Sophie showed up at my door. She didn't say much, just stood there crying. "I should have done more," she whispered. I nodded. Didn't say I forgave her. Didn't say I didn't. She left an envelope behind. A check. Part of the wedding money. Said I didn't need to cash it. I didn't. But I kept it. Maybe people can change. Or maybe they just want to sleep better at night. Either way, I was free now. Sometimes, I still hear Mom's voice echo in my mind. I still wake up thinking I owe someone an explanation. But I don't. Not anymore. Now I go to therapy. I take walks every evening. I write. I laugh. I exist. And that's more than they ever allowed me to do. Maybe someday I'll answer Sophie's calls. Maybe I won't. But here's what I do know. I walked out that night and never looked back. And for the first time in my life, that didn't make me a failure. It made me free.